Okay, right. We are now going to talk about Wolves. They've had, as we know, a terrible start to the season, and some think that they could even record the lowest points tally for a Premier League season ever. That was 11 points from Derby back in 2008. Here's Rob Edwards discussing fullbacks. I don't know if you heard this, Matt Doherty's recent comments as he challenged his teammates not to go down like, quote, cowards.
I get his point, and really love his honesty. Doc spoke really well in the dressing room afterwards as well. I think, especially at home, you can see there's a difference. There is. There's an edginess and a nervousness around, and if there's a mistake or something goes against us, that does affect the atmosphere, and then it in turn then is affecting the lads as well. I've said it a few times, for want of a better phrase, and they're not robots, so it's impossible for them to just not hear it. And because it's been going on for so long, it has affected them. There's no doubt about it. So we can be in all of the games like we have been and quite tight, might not be playing brilliantly, but we're in the games and there's not much in it. And if something goes against us, then it can kind of turn things significantly. So, I understand what he's saying. But it's really difficult to just be able to go, right, go and have some belief and confidence there, lads, go on and go and change that. But the only way we can do that is continue to work really, really hard here, try and do the right things every day, and hope things will turn.
Yes, looking bleak. It is looking bleak, and it's hard to put a case forward, but I'm going to try. And you'd be surprised if they can get a win from somewhere. I mean, I hope I'm right with this stat. Apparently, they've been drawing every game since he's took over at half-time.
Half-time. So it's what happens after that. Yeah,
they've been turning the draws into defeats. So they are struggling for confidence, self-belief. And do you know... I mean, the best way to describe it, right? When you've lost your confidence, every step you take is a doubt. Even if you're closing down, you think, shall I go now? When you're trying to get on the end of a cross and you haven't scored for 8 games, I hope the ball's going there. Instead of instinctively knowing the ball is going there, I'm off, they're a yard short all over the pitch. They've not got really bad players. They've sold the best players, which has obviously put them down the bottom of the league, which is why they're down there. But they've not got bad players. Most of them are internationals. They've just lost their self-belief and they've lost their... I mean, I've been in teams like that where you go, here we go again. You lose a goal and you go, here we go again. We're going to get beat again. You can't help it.
How do you turn that around then?
You need a win. It's like when you haven't scored for 10 games and it hits you on the shin and goes in. They just need a win. Honest to God, and I mean it, and Wolves fans are going to think, yeah, we don't even look like winning a game. If they can win one game, I wouldn't be surprised if they won 3 on the bounce. It wouldn't surprise me in this league. All these teams can beat each other. And they look doomed, to be honest. But you never know if they can just get a win under their belt. One win, and then you try and win 3 games. 9 points takes you into a different sort of place and puts pressure on the teams above you. But they just can't get a win, can they? So and I feel sorry for him. Or I feel sorry for Rob. I think he left a good job at Middlesbrough. I mean, it was
a
not for me
promotion
to say.
Versus a relegation kind of job, wasn't it?
Well, and financially, I don't know what the difference in his salaries was going to be, and I don't know what's been said behind the scenes. He might have had no budget next season. He might have, so we don't know what the jobs look like. But I thought, I've been there. I've took a job where you're in a sinking ship. You've got 3 groups of players. None of them want to be there. Some of them from last season think I'm too good to be in a relegation battle. I need to get out of here. Some have played for another manager. I don't like this new manager. I don't like the way he's playing. I was bought to play in the other system. And all of them are talking to their agents saying, get me out of here. And you've got to somehow get them all in one boat rowing in the same direction. It's really difficult until you start winning. Once you start winning, players stop knocking your door and saying, why am I not playing? The team gets a bit of rhythm. And all of a sudden, you start winning and you start getting a bit of luck as well. You start winning the last minute. You start getting penalties. It's amazing how football goes. But it's self-belief that's gone missing. They just need a win.
Do you think Wolves could drop through 2 divisions like they did back in 2011-12 and 2012-13? I believe you were the manager in the second half of the 12-13 season.
Yeah, you take over. They were struggling when I got there, and I failed to keep them up. Really, they were in trouble, and I left Doncaster. We were top of the league, and you think I can sort this out, and I got there, and you think right, I got Mick McCarthy's players, a group of players who are earning a third of Solback's players. They're all they've all never played in the Championship before, and then you've got another group of players who don't want to be there, and youngsters. Matt Doherty, who made that statement about, which was fair enough, but it's brave of him to say it out loud. I would have said it in the dressing room to some of them. I would have stood up if I was Matt and said, rather than say it outside, I would have said, listen, do you want to just wait? Are some of you hoping you're not starting the game, not playing? But also make sure that they stay past January, because a number of the players might be thinking, I need to find a way out. Yeah, and then you're losing points as you're doing it, thinking, get me out of here. And that's how agents and players, that's how they think. What he's trying to say is, instead of digging in and you've got no other option apart from digging in, you're trying to get a free transfer out the club and go and play for someone else that's not in trouble. Fight your way out of trouble. He knows, Matt, because he's coming to an age where his wages are going to get halved. He's going to be playing in the Championship. He wants to still play at the highest level as long as he can. And he's crying there, a last resort. Come on, lads. Come on, we've got to dig in. Get some 0-0s. That'll do. Yeah. But stop the ball going in our net as often. Everybody get behind the ball when we lose it. It's difficult, though. It's difficult. You're playing against world-class players every week.